Hello and welcome back to the third installment of Theme Park Tycoon 2, where I'm showing off all of my completed theme parks. This theme park is, I believe, where I began to get better, but also in between the second park that I did, which was the last video, and this park, I did begin to make parks and not finish them. I think there were only 2 or 3, but they are on my list to be completed. The one that I'm working on now, and then one after it that I definitely want to get done, and then I might start going back to finish them, but you know, it's a whatever kind of situation. I think I would have to completely start them over anyway, just because they were so long ago. This park was the beginning of the end. This was where I got a little too involved. And this is my winter park. I did mention this last time, but I began by making a money farm, getting like 1 or 2 million, and then deleting the money farm and beginning to build. But this one, I told myself, I'm not going to do that. I'm gonna go in again, raw, no plan, no money, no nothing. I place things down as I make the money. And then at some point, I believe I started playing with someone else. I would just kind of, you know, go to their park and we would be talking and everything, and they would be building, I would be riding their rides, whatever it would be. And then I ended up just farming a ton of money anyway. And I was like, well, that didn't last very long. It didn't last very long, but the entrance is a little more scaled down from what I would usually do. I don't have an information center in this park. I do have one little statue, which you'll see in a second, where I have the date where I started and finished the park, but I don't think that they're going to be there. I think they're going to be censored. So this park was apparently 2009 days ago, which is January of 2018. This is Winter Wonderland, and I can already see that the dates are censored. But yeah, so you can see I started dressing like this. So this is Winter Wonderland. Here's a little overview. As you can see, we didn't have these sides yet, so they are locked. But I did have the game pass that unlocked the back 2 plots, so this is where my park started getting bigger. As I said before, up front, I was trying to go in with no plan and everything, so it's a little bit different than the back section of the park. And I did add in all the snow. Like, that was my final touch. That's blocked out, but I think this date, yeah. This was completed April 25th, 2020. As I said before, I started this park January 2018. It took a little while to finish this. I do know I did have a long break. I don't know if this person is still out there, but someone, while I was working on this park kind of toward the beginning, they said, it was around Christmas time, they said, I'm making a YouTube video of Christmas themed parks. Do you want to be in it? My dumbass self said, sure, but do you mind if I finish it first? And they said, yeah, friend me and tell me when you're done. Then I took a very long break. Not only that, I also forgot their username. So even when I did finish, I was not about to contact them. But if I wanted to, I couldn't have, because I don't remember who it was. So if you're out there, I am so sorry. But wow, April 2020, COVID started. Right? Wow, that's weird time frame. Okay, yeah, so it's a simple entrance. Let's just get into the park. We got some little food stalls here. We got this little Christmas tree. We also have a more colorful one back there, as you can see. I believe this section of the park I did first, so let's just take a look at that. We have a little observation tower, the spiral slide, teacups, carousel, this little food area, just some flat rides. Okay, this is the Cozy Cabin. It's a little restaurant. And behind these doors are restrooms, if you're curious. You can also exit out this side if you're interested. This is Snowfall. This is a junior coaster. Yes, this is a junior coaster. And this was another little fake wooden coaster that I tried to make. Look at that orb light. I see you right there. Look at it. Okay. And not the best. But I do think I was getting better. I do think I was getting better at this point. I apologize if I yawn and keep talking. I yawn a lot. I'm a very tired person for not doing anything. So, forgive me. So that was the end of that ride. I believe it was called Snowfall. Yeah. That's Snowfall. This is the Twister ride. It's like ice skating or something. Figure skating. Over here, you're not actually supposed to walk on this, but you can see a secret little area down here, you know, that we'll get into later. And this that I did, which I don't know why I stopped doing this, but I really like this idea. I made little staff only areas, and this is like the main one where I can go in here and I can change the prices of anything. If any guests complain that something is too expensive, I can just hop down here and change it. But I also have some teleporters so I can get to the other places in the park. I did have that in my first park, but I didn't have these. But I think that's such a cute idea, and the little staff only areas just look cute and kind of realistic, so I don't know why I stopped. And then if we head down here, we have some more food, and if we go down here, you can see grass, and also this area is the place under the ice, but we're gonna get into that later. Okay, so we're gonna head over in this direction. We're gonna go over here. In here, it's supposed to be kind of a little nature walk thing. You can get some snacks, and you are supposed to kind of look at all this crap. There's some seating and stuff, but of course guests never walk through there because why would they? And then in here is the Ferris wheel. Over here is the drop tower, and then this is a vintage cars ride called Holiday Forest, so we're gonna take a ride on that. And this was one of the things that I built without a lot of money, so yeah. You don't really get a lot of views of the park from over here. But I kind of like it. It's very secluded. And that's the end of the vintage cars ride. In here, in this little like snow pile thing, there's a gravitron, and some food. On top of that, if you go down the middle here, which we're actually going to go down in a second, there's the top spin ride, which for some reason I've heard a lot of people complaining about. Out of everything to be upgraded, why the top spin? Give me a better rapids ride. This is the Winter Castle. I think it's supposed to be a little restaurant, but it also has the swing ride. This model could be improved too, because it doesn't... I want like actual little swings. Anyway, down this path there is an entrance into the cave and also a monorail thing, but we're gonna stick to the center here. This is the gift shop. Again, there's another bathroom behind there. There's the top spin entrance called Avalanche. This is the second little Christmas tree area. As you can see, it's more Christmassy themed. I wanted this park to be more winter and less holiday, but I wanted to throw in some holiday just because if you're making a winter park, it's kind of required. Okay, so that coaster I think is called the Winter Witch. And there's some lore for you, for some reason. This is the little gift shop themed after the roller coaster, and I could imagine you getting, like, you know, the hats and the t-shirts and stuff like that. And then back here is just a little alley so you can get around. And then over here I think there's another little shop. Little tiny thing. Nothing too crazy. And also the launch free fall, kind of like breaking through the ice. I think that's pretty cool. Now, I think we're actually gonna head into the cave. Oh, and there's also this fireball ride, which I've appropriately named Snowball because fireball. And in this cave, this sucked to build. Bad lighting, having to build slopes in a dark area with stone that looks monotonous and the same everywhere, and when you try to light it up it looks just like a flat area. Oh my god. 0 out of 10, would not recommend doing. And then I did it again in every single park after that. You know, after building the cavern park I was like, I'm done. And then I did this. Originally, when I started building this park, I didn't have the game passes, so I only built like half of this. And then I got the game passes and I was like, well, crap, what am I gonna do? And so I extended the mountain. So it became even bigger. And then I added this giant area back here. So I just made everything worse for myself. But there is quite a bit to look at in here. Alright, so I'm back over here and you might be wondering, what do you mean you're back over here? Well, I had to pause in the recording. So it's been like an entire day. So yeah, I don't really remember where I left off, but we're gonna figure it out. So as I believe I was saying, that this is a dark ride. Okay. We're not gonna ride it because it is very long. I can actually tell you how long it is. 217 seconds, which is, a couple minutes. I don't know math. But it's called Cavern of the White Crystals because it's in a cavern of white crystals. I know. I know. Spare me your applause. I mean, it's a cool track. It takes forever. And that's gonna be a running theme for my little dark rides. There's one more. It's technically a log flume, but we'll look at that later, but it is also very long. But it's got these couple layers, you know, you go outside. You got a lot to look at compared to the other park. You going up and down and crap. I might make a video, if anyone cares about these videos, where I just record the transport train from my first park, the monorail from my second park, and maybe this ride, and just kind of do no commentary, you know. You can just kind of use it as background video or something, you know, that might be kind of cool. We're gonna go back here. So back here, we have this little thing down here, which I'm not actually gonna go all the way down, but there's some food and stuff, and you go around a corner and you go down under the ice. Over here, first of all, there's a staff-only area. There's actually a staff-only area inside, and they both connect to the same spot. You can see this is the big roller coaster, because as I mentioned in the last video, all of my theme parks have like one idea and then one big coaster that I plan on doing. And this was the big coaster. I wanted a big one around the mountain, even though technically I kind of went into this with no plan, but I figured it out kind of partially through the park. Over here, there is a slingshot ride. This was new, I believe, and I threw it back here because I had the space. You're not going to be able to see it on the ride, so I'm just going to show you. So there's just some decor, some quick decor. You don't really get to see it, though. I do like this, how it kind of hits the track. I'm trapped. I am trapped. Aw, crap. Aw, crap. This is Holiday Runaway, and it's a mine train? What are these called? Yes, mine train. This was new. I remember this being new, and I was like, ooh, I needed something to put over here anyway, and I thought it would be super cute. So let's ride this real quick. I definitely started leaning more into the Christmassy aspect of winter, more toward the back of the park. The front of the park, which honestly might be why it's so bland, was just because I was just going for winter and I didn't have a lot of ideas, but when I leaned more into the Christmassy kind of theme with all the colored lights and the big Christmas trees and, you know, just holiday themed stuff, I got more ideas. I got more out of it. But that was that ride. See, this was one of the last things I did. I think my roller coaster building got better, because that was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was pretty smooth. You know, no neck snapping, no body snapping. You didn't even bonk your head on anything. And it was probably because it was one of the first roller coasters that I built with disable collisions. Anyway, heading back into the cave. There's just so many directions. Let's just head back here, get this corner out of the way. So you have some cool spiky ice things. One might call them ice spikes. Oh my god, like the wrapper. So there's some food back here, some tables, bathrooms, just, you know, standard stuff. And then a staircase, which is going to go up there, which we're gonna take a look at later. And then here's that other staff only area that connects to the one outside. Heading back over here, if you want a better look at the decor. And here's the little gift shop, and this is also the exit to the big roller coaster, which is in that direction. Over here, under these supports, there is the space rings, and then down here, this I believe is the frisbee. Yes, this is the frisbee, and then down here is another entrance into that ice underground spot. Up these stairs, actually we're gonna go up these stairs. Up these stairs, you can get a better view of over there. You can see it's more icy over there. And up here we have this cute little window. Can look out at the park. This is that other staircase. Got another little window, and you can see the roller coaster go by. And you could probably touch it if you really wanted to, and you also wanted to get your hand cut off. This is the Enterprise. I almost died. And here's just a little seating area, and there's 2 staircases. Here's where you get your reservations for the restaurant, which doesn't have a name. And this is like your little waiting area. You get a cool view, and you can look at the right of it there. And this is the restaurant. Oh my god, you know how I feel about being able to see the rides from the restaurant. Although this is just technically like you're looking outside. It's not as, you know, on par with that, but still. I mean, having a big ass roller coaster right outside going by every, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes as you're eating would probably get very annoying. Honestly, would probably get very annoying. And because it passes by twice. Yeah, and you also got some stuff above you. So maybe not the best real estate for a restaurant. However, you fail to consider that I don't care. I like the ambiance more. I don't care about this. It's like why I like T-Rex at Disney Springs. They do that stupid meteor shower every couple minutes. But god dang it, if I don't like hanging out with some fucking dinosaurs while I'm eating a overpriced burger. Anyway, heading up to the top here. Oh, I love it at night. Hold on, can I just... Oh, doesn't that look so cool? It's the ambient lighting. It's the orb lights. We talked about this in the last video. So anyway, you just got some decor over here, some little viewing areas. There's nothing really over here. Overhang the restaurant so people can chuck stuff at you through the ceiling. So there's some food around here. There is the plane ride. Is this where I named it Benny and the Jets? No, it's got an actual name. It's the, not the next park, but the one after that. Spoiler. Another view. Cotton candy. Bathrooms. Nothing really, just some seating and stuff. And more viewing of over there. And you also have the cool roller coaster going over you as you walk under. This is the topple tower with the stupid duck on it. Why is that not toggleable? Why can't I turn that off? Why a duck? This is the wild mouse coaster, I believe. I believe this one you do bonk your head a little bit, but it's better than my old ones. And again, I do think that I definitely improved on building roller coaster tracks. This, however, is a safety hazard. And you get a cool view of the big coaster from your little tiny coaster. Like I said, safety hazard. And this is off-center, but we're gonna pretend that it isn't. So again, you bonk your head, and you bonk your head on that rock. And on this wall. And on this rock. Minor setback. Skill issue. Here's another staff-only area. In here, this is that big gaping hole in the ceiling that we looked at before. And this is that staircase that I was talking about. And this big window, holy shit, what the fuck is that? Is that like Disneyland over there? Man, their park is cooler than mine. That's not fair. Ignore that. That doesn't exist. You're only looking at this video. Some more ice over here. Like I said, definitely an icy area. And some bathrooms. And if you can tell, or if you can see, there's another layer above us, which is right here. And also, I put down some venting here because like I mentioned in the last video, I was having difficulties with the guests getting into places where they would walk around in circles screaming, I want to leave the park, and get in more steps doing that shit rather than just, you know, leaving the park. So up here, some seating. And then this cool glass floor where you can actually walk over the giant gaping hole in the ceiling. This is the ski lift, and this is a monorail, but it only has one other station, if you can see down there. Over here is another little quote-unquote restaurant. I think, you know how you have like quick service restaurants at theme parks where you just walk up to a counter and order. The other one was definitely more of like you would have a server, and this one's just, you know, you walk up to the counter. But you can't actually have restaurants in this game, nor can you have hotels, which I think is a crime. Oh, and also, orb lights. And I believe that's pretty much it for up here. So that's all of that. Now we're going to head down, probably take a look at that icy area in the other half of the cave over there. So I'll meet you over there, but it takes me like 10 hours to walk. Okay, so down here, I'm back on the bottom floor here. We're gonna be going down this path. And we're gonna end up right over here. And this is where the other entrance to the cave is. And this is the rocking disc ride? Yes, it is. Okay, rocking disc ride. And then over here, just like the last video, I'm going to be saving the big roller coaster for last. So this is the Winter Witch. This is another entrance to the ski lift that I was showing off before. Okay, so I think now is time to go beneath the ice. So again, I'll see you in 10 hours when I walk over there. Here's a cool view of the ice area. You can see I put in some granite over there as a little texture change. And we have a cool frozen waterfall, which leads into something. Also, ignore this. This is because the size changed. So under the ice, you go through the mist here, and then you're in this big area. And you can see the ice waterfall thing actually leads into here and goes under there. And then it's in there. This is the launched free fall, and it shoots through the ice. As you can see, it's kind of like shattered. I can't really get a good angle, but trust me, it's like that. And then in the walls, we just have some food, restrooms, you know, stuff like that. Here's the other entrance. Again, more stuff in the walls. And this was the entrance in the cave. We saw that before. And then this is the entrance that was outside in that back area when you went around that corner. And then the main attraction down here is my log flume, which is also a very, very long ride, but I'm a bit too happy with this one for reasons you'll see in a second to not ride it. You can see part of the reason here. You can kind of guess what it's gonna be. You already know. So we're gonna be taking a ride on Icy River Journey or whatever the hell it's called. I did not have my graphics up this high when I was building it last time, or when I was building it originally. So dang, it is reflective. So first of all, we have this, other frozen waterfall thing. It's kind of broken though. With orb lights. It's got orb lights. Look at him. Look at that guy. He's chilling. Oh, look at that one. Oh, look at that one. Oh my god, there's so many. And they're all different shades of blue. You know, very fun. Very fun. And then over here we have this more mysterious purple area, which I think you'll see toward the end of the ride. You'll get to look in there. It's just a little void thing. There's not a ton to look at. It's just ambient lighting, you know how I am. And then we're in this kind of light teal area. Very, very icy themed, much like in the cave. I'm sorry that the ceiling was so low, but this, I believe, I built without disable collisions. Or no, I don't remember what it was, but the path is literally right above this block. So it was not very easy to build this high up. And as we go through, we get to look out. Because you know how I am with being able to see rides from other areas. How many times am I gonna have to point that out? Every single time. Because I do it a lot. Also, building this was very difficult because I wanted a drop. But again, I was right below the path. so I didn't have a ton of space. I was really fighting for it. This narrow tunnel navigates through like everything. Like on the other side of this wall and this wall, there's stuff. It was very difficult. And for that reason, this drop is a little wonky, but it's not too terrible. But yeah, see, we're out of the ice now. And I hope you enjoyed that sound effect. Yeah. Then we're back over here with some crystals and some ore points. Do I have too much energy today? Is it very jarring from the first half of the video? I don't know. We'll find out when I'm editing. But don't worry, because there's more orb lights and you get to see them again. Very important. This was also one of the first rides where I really got to mess around with primitives. And they added a bunch when I started building this. Oh, and here's the purple area. Kind of looks like the spikes are coming out of like a abyss, you know? Anyway, I was saying this is the first time I really got to mess with primitives. Because as you can see, I had disabled collisions with this ride. And also, they added a bunch of primitives right when I was building this. So I got to experiment with them and it was really fun. And I think it started to set a standard for me and what I wanted to build. But unfortunately, that's the end of the orb lights. 10 out of 10. Would live on that ride. But now I believe we have covered every single area of the park. So we're actually going to be heading to our final ride, which is going to be that big roller coaster I was talking about. Also, I love the contrast of going through the mist. And you either go into the really warm lighting or the really cool lighting. I feel like it's a good mood setter, you know what I'm saying? I feel like this was like my upgraded cavern park. Like I just really got to experiment with everything that was new and also my new skill set-ish thing. Because it was like, I know this, so I know what I'm gonna build, but I can take it to the next level. So anyway, this is the Winter Witch, as I said before, and warning, contains flashing lights at high speeds. There's just a little bit at the end where there's some alternating lights. So if that's a problem, I'll warn you. So this is the coaster. It's an inverted coaster. I think this is a good coaster because I had a lot of space with this one. And again, I got disabled collisions and I started to learn how to actually build roller coasters. And I think it turned out pretty well. There are still some parts that aren't super smooth and the banking could be a little different. But I think it's pretty cool. Oh, and you definitely bonk into some of these poles. Yeah, right there. Yeah, probably. And that one, yeah. And see, there's all that stuff that you couldn't see. So that's why I showed it before. And a loop. And you go back into the cave. And here's the flashing lights. Ooh, and getting this ride to end was also very annoying because I had to build these tunnels that we're in right now to get it to slow down enough. And I kept having to start the roller coaster, wait for it to go through the entire thing, and then crash at the end so I could figure out where I was supposed to end off the tunnel so you didn't have to spend too much time going really slow in here. And also so I didn't shoot you around the turn to get you back to go this way. But that was the end of that ride. So, unfortunately, that is all for the winter park. I'm really proud of this park. This is one of the parks where I would, like, show it off. The only thing that bothers me is because I started this off as, like, I'm going with no plan and jack shit, and I'm just going for it. So it's missing a couple things that I would have added. And again, I got my game passes halfway through, so my skill set, I say my skill set, like my abilities changed, and I definitely improved a lot. You know, I prefer the back half of the park to the front half. Like this is what I'm used to now, and this is just kind of like, it's nice. I'm kind of glad that I like the back of the park more, just because since the front is so flat, you can perspective, this looks like cooler. and you're like walking in, you get to look at it instead of having all of that crap up here and then disappointment in the back. I really wish I had an information center. I really do. And I wish I wrote down when I started it, because I would love to know. And also who owns this park, because I would love to know. So I need 66 more likes. Get this park to 66 more likes. Or take away however many. I'm not doing the math on that. It's 31 34? 34? Never ask me to do math ever in my whole life. So that's gonna be the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I hope it wasn't too jarring. First of all, seeing me now with a hat, I feel like I'm a little bit more awake. My bad. But I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. If you haven't seen the other two, then check them out. And hopefully I'll be recording the 4th park right now, actually. I'm gonna hopefully get that done. Now watch me never record the 5th park, and then it's all downhill from there. But anyway, so I'll see you later. Bye!